Barbie's done a whole lot for us. She inspired you to be an astronaut, she showed you how to be a doctor, she encouraged the female presidency, she boosted your town's economy by £100 million. Yes, she did. While the Barbie movie was being made in the UK, it boosted the economy by £100 million, specifically in the small town of Leavesden. The production employed 6,000 extras and created 685 jobs for the residents of the town. It worked hard to have a positive impact on the area they were using to film and ended up paying £40 million in local wages, supporting 754 local businesses. She's been making an impact since the day she was born.
Barbie was created in 1959 with the central goal of providing imaginative play for young girls. Ruth Handler, CEO of Mattel, made it a point to detach Barbie from being a wife or a mother. Instead, she took on roles outside of the home: a fashion designer, corporate executive, college graduate, and as she grew in popularity, she would later become an astronaut, flight attendant, tennis player, and nurse. Barbie empowered white middle-class women seeking their own money and agency outside of the home. In more recent years, Barbie was released with new body types, skin tones, hairstyles, and so much more in an attempt to represent every little girl in the world and make them feel seen and empowered. And now she's taking over the big screen in the town of Leavesden.
The Barbie movie has been in the making for a long time. 2009 was when Mattel first signed a deal with Universal Pictures to produce a film which remained untouched until 2014 when Sony began developing a script. In 2018, Margot Robbie was cast as the famous doll, and in 2021, Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach were confirmed to write and direct the movie, which was finally released in the summer of 2023.
And people flocked to the theaters, decked out in pink as their favorite Barbie. It was the summer of Barbenheimer, the two movies complete inverse of each other that popularized due to this identical release date. Everyone was going to the movies, and after a drop off of theater attendance during COVID-19, this was what theaters needed to get back on track.
Worldwide, the film made $1.44 billion, including $356.3 million it made opening weekend, the highest grossing debut ever for a film directed by a woman. This film was also the highest grossing film in Warner Brothers history, another thing to add to its record-breaking list of economics. The film continued to boost the economy in non-direct ways. Entertainment spending surged by 13.2%, up from 4.9% the previous week. In reference to Barbenheimer, the Bank of America said that this surge was likely related to the much-anticipated movies.
Of course, everyone had their opinions. Many right-wing conservatives were quick to label the movie as left-wing communist brainwashing. Senator Ted Cruz commented on the size of China in a cartoon map within the film. Ginger Gates, wife of U.S. Representative Matt Gaetz, commented on Ken's lack of T or testosterone. No matter what side of the spectrum you fall on, it is difficult to ignore that the Barbie movie started many important conversations about the ideologies of feminism and introduced these concepts to a population that was not aware of these issues before. Many also criticized the movie for its connection to Mattel, labeling the film as capitalist. Of course, both sides are really just rebutting the other's points, but the movie got people from both sides to think further about feminism and come to a greater understanding as a whole. No matter what side of the spectrum you fall on, it is difficult to ignore that the Barbie movie started many important conversations about the ideologies of feminism and introduced these concepts to a population that was not aware of these issues before.
A second wave of Barbie fantasia comes around during the Oscars. Barbenheimer summer ended almost a year after the building for the film began. Barbie was resurrected. While Ryan Gosling was nominated for the Best Supporting Actor, America Ferrera for the Best Supporting Actress, and the script was nominated for Adapted Screenplay, neither Greta Gerwig nor Margot Robbie were nominated for the Best Director or Actress in the leading role. This sparked widespread outrage and strengthened the movie's message. Let me see if I understand this. The Academy nominated Barbie for the Best Picture, 8 nominations total. A film about women being sidelined and rendered invisible in patriarchal structures. But not about women who directed the film? Okay then. Her popularity came back twice as strong, with the snub. She was everywhere again, in all of the Oscars promotions. Every single piece. The Oscars brought another culture craze over the Pink movie, and it was all based on the so-called snub of the Best Director. Gerwig's been nominated before for another feminist movie, Little Women.
So what makes Barbie the feminist movie, especially if the director was nominated for one and not the other? These films have a lot in common. The Joys of Girlhood, a cameo from Gerwig's friend and colleague Anna Cruz Kane, and 6 Oscar nominations with only 1 win. Sometimes consistency is key. The truth is, Barbie is more contemporary critique of gender roles and looks at all that are affected by sexism. Little Women, due to its time period, is still stuck in the past and has very strict rule of what feminism can be. A woman stepping out of her gender role and proving the patriarchy wrong. In Barbie, it is taught that anyone can be a feminist, whether it is a pink, sparkly, powerful, employed, successful, world-leading blonde, or Ken. Within those 2 films, Barbie is pushing more boundaries and contributing more to the modern discussion of feminism.
No matter your opinion on Barbie and its approach to feminism, you can't refute the relevance of the movie to society. It created change, spurred action, and broadened the conversation to include everyone. So you may not agree with its straight-to-the-point narrative or its portrayal of men, but you have to acknowledge that it has impacted you, enough for you to talk about it, for society to talk about it. This film is a representation of the popularization of the intersection between capitalism and activism that grows in our current era. We can only hope that the people who learn from this film can continue their education and use their voices as activists. Until then, Barbie continues to be everything else.
Life in the dream house. Life in the dream house. Life in the dream